Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I want to talk about how to use feminine energy when online dating and vetting profiles when online dating. If you're interested in a video like that, please keep watching. So hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am so excited for this video because this is going to be a fun one because I really didn't want to talk about online dating or app dating because I don't know why, but it's something that I kind of got good at. And, it's something that's not something that I'm actively going through. It's something that's in my past. So that's kind of why I didn't want to talk about it, I suppose. These are some things that I've learned from, especially implementing feminine energy into my dating life when I was doing it. And, it really has helped me. And these are some things that I really have found informational, insightful. That's really helped me. Now, if you know anything about my story, I was a single mom. I didn't have a home. I transformed my life. And part of that was manifesting made basic. That's kind of what I promote on this channel is manifesting made basic. How I came up with this methodology to really transform my life. But really, truly, it was feminine energy because it really got me in touch with what I really truly wanted for my life and that sort of thing. And so let's try this again. I had to stop video. I had to stop recording because there was something with the video, but let's try this again. Okay, so online dating with feminine energy, implementing feminine energy really starts with getting clear on what it is you desire. And I say this all the time. It is in line with the manifesting made basic because you have to know what you're trying to manifest into your life and what you desire for your life in order to manifest it. Embodying feminine energy, embracing my feminine essence really got me in touch with what it is I desired for my life and what it is that I truly desired. And so I am so excited for this video. And, my cousin just got married this last month, and she met her husband online as well. And it's just something that people either love it or hate it. And I loved it. I thought it was an amazing way to meet people. It was an exciting experience. It felt really good to kind of get a gist of who you were meeting and those kind of things. I found it very fun. And I think that's part of feminine energy too, is that you have to be playful. You don't have to be playful, but feminine energy is playful. It's exciting, it's exploring, it's the experience, it's the process of it all. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the process. Was it rainbows and fairies and all that unicorns all the time? No, of course not. But did I have a blast? I did. And those times that didn't really work out in my favor, I laugh at it. I really do. I laugh at it. You just can't take it so serious, I really feel. And so I want to share some of the tips that I would share with my girlfriends, that I've shared with my girlfriends, that I've shared with my family members that were going into the online dating space and these kind of things. I just want it to be a casual chit chat type of thing, of what I learned, what I was looking for, how I got it to be like a working machine, which I did, and how to do it with feminine energy. Okay, so I'm just going to look at my notes. I think that one, you have to be clear on what it is that you want. But going beyond that, feminine energy is, being vulnerable, being, your emotions and feelings. You got to know how you want to feel in that relationship as well. How do you want to feel? I was very specific and clear on how it is I wanted to feel. I wanted a certain dynamic. I wanted to fully embrace my feminine essence, my feminine energy. So I knew that in order to do that, I was seeking someone, a man that was fully going to embrace his masculine energy and his masculinity. And so that's what I was seeking. And so I was looking for specific things. Now I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, about some of the specific things that I was looking for. when looking at profiles. I mean, this can really get deep, so I don't know how deep I'm going to go into this, but I was looking for certain things that I felt like a more masculine energy man would embody. So I was looking for certain things. One thing that I will recommend or encourage is that you don't take it so serious. Feminine energy is playful. You know, when I went on dates, I was playful. I wasn't like, um, going into it as this the one, you know, though I was looking for the one, but I wasn't taking it as serious as like, okay, like if he's not the one, then I'm not going to have a good time. I'm not going to have, you know what I mean? Like it was just playful. Like I'm getting to know someone. I went into it like an adventure, and that's kind of how I live my life. And I feel like that is feminine energy. That is femininity, is experience. It's experiential. It's enjoying the process and really basking in it. And so I kind of looked at dating that way. It's like I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to learn something new possibly, and like, just exploring someone else is fun. It's amazing. Like you don't know anything about this person. And so it's a great way to work on your communication skills, really. And, just explore. Like to me, exploring and exploration feels amazing. And when you're exploring someone else in that way, I don't know, it just does something to me. It's like really exciting. It's like an adventure. And that's how I looked at dating, and each date that I went on is as an adventure. And I had a blast. I keep saying that, but it was so much fun because I feel like people are like, I don't know how to navigate online dating. And I'm like, girl, like, it's fun. Like, you have, like I said, you have to be clear on what it is you're looking for. Like, why is this not working? Just a second. I have to bring it up on this computer. Okay. And so one of the things that I wanted a certain dynamic. Like I said, I wanted more where I could embrace my femininity, and I wanted him to embrace his masculinity. So one of the things that I was looking for was more of a provider, a man that could provide for a family. I have kids, and so someone that could provide for a family. So I looked at education. Education was really important to me. And for me, it felt better if he was more educated than I am. I have a bachelor's degree, and so I wanted someone with a master's or higher. Did I exclude people with less than that? No, but that's kind of what I was looking for. I mean, if they had other attributes that I found really exciting and interesting, I was flexible on that. But for the most part, I wanted someone that had a higher education than me. And so that's kind of how I use the vetting process. And so yeah, that's one thing that was really important to me is education. Was he educated? Did he have, and that can be telling, because if you're like me, I hated school, I hated college, but the fact that you put in the work to get your degree says something about you. It says that you are ambitious. I feel that you are looking to invest in yourself. And so I found that a great attribute to have. And so another thing that I looked for is, did he work out? Was he healthy? Working out wasn't that important, but it was something that I did look for. And so was he healthy? Because if he invests in himself, whether it's time, financial, energy, all of those things, lends to how he lives his life. And so having someone that was healthy was really important to me. Having someone that took their health seriously was really important to me. So I did look at like things like that. Did he work out? Does it look like he is healthy? Does it look like he has good hygiene? These kind of things. You know, overly into that kind of thing wasn't something that I was looking for. I'm gonna be honest. Like, if it looked like you spent too much time, energy, and finances in your looks, that for me was a turnoff. Like, honestly, and that kind of thing was not something that I looked for. Like, his aesthetics and how handsome he is was not something that was super important to me. um, just being real, like health, taking care of yourself, that's important. I feel like that speaks volumes to the kind of person you are. But as far as like him being a GQ model, um, yeah, no, because that when I think of a masculine energy man and providing and leading a family and being leadership and this kind of thing, when you spend too much time, energy, and finances in that arena, it's taking away from other places in which I feel like are super important when it comes to the family dynamic. And so that's not something that really was a turn on for me. And so another thing that was really important is what they wrote. If they didn't write anything, that was that was an X. It was the swipe whatever way. I don't even remember which way you swipe, but it was a swipe whatever way. Um, because that speaks volumes to if they're serious about this or not. And I was looking for marriage. I was looking for someone that was serious. And so if you didn't take the time to even like write anything for that, nah, nah. That was like that tells you something. That tells you about whether or not they're really in it for a relationship, marriage, that kind of thing, something serious, or if they're not. And nothing wrong with if you're not, just wasn't going to vibe with me. And so if you didn't take the time to write something that I felt like said something about you and your future and where you were going, it was a nah for me. And so another thing along those lines, whatever they wrote speaks volumes as well. Like how they articulate themselves, how they communicate is super important, because I feel like communication is really important when it comes to relationship. Yeah, like I don't know. So being able to communicate is really important. So how they communicated in their writing, and if they spoke about future planning, that was really important. If they just talked about themselves, that's okay, you know, that's okay. But but I was looking for like what, talking about yourself and shedding some light on who you are, definitely important. But what are you looking for? That was another thing that was really important. Like, what is it that you're looking for? Because if a man is not clear on what he's looking for, if he doesn't have a vision for what he's looking for, that's a big turnoff for me. Like, I hope that you have some sort of idea of what it is you're looking for. That also speaks to if you're taking this serious or not. If you're not future planning, if you're not talking about the future, if you're not talking about what you're looking for and what you're seeking, I feel like that speaks to, I mean, we have to draw conclusions here. That speaks to you really not taking it as serious, like looking for something serious, looking for a relationship, looking for marriage, looking for family. That's what I saw. Could be wrong. But I mean, obviously, I'm not talking to someone. You're looking at profiles, and how you set up your profile speaks to what you're looking for, who you are. And so those were things that I looked for. If he wasn't talking about like future, if he wasn't talking about what he was looking for in a woman, that's a man without a vision. And masculine energy to me is vision. It's goal oriented. And so if you don't have the vision, if you don't have what you're looking for, the goal, then I don't know what we're doing. Because I did notice for some men, they didn't even take the time to fill that out. And no, But again, it boils down to what it is you are looking for. So, some other things that were important to me when it came to vetting with online dating and using feminine energy to vet was, did he reach out? Did he reach out? And what did he say when he reached out? Like, if he reached out first, but it was just a hi, and I had to get the conversation going, that was a no for me. Why? Because it didn't feel good to me. And there's another thing when it comes to online dating with feminine energy. It's like really using your intuition and what feels good to you. Now, for me personally, the not having the hunting energy was a big turnoff. Like if you didn't have that hunt, like if you weren't a hunter, you didn't have that hunter energy, that masculine energy, I that was a no, because that speaks to, okay, the kind of dynamic that it would be. And I didn't want that kind of dynamic where I'm doing things and I'm having to be more in my masculine energy. Like I said, I wanted to be in my feminine energy. I wanted to embody my feminine energy. And me having to start a conversation and me having to be in my hunter energy and my going after energy just didn't feel good to me. And that's not something that I was looking for. And so if that was what he led with, and I had to initiate, and I had to initiate conversation, I had to initiate communication, I had to initiate anything like that, it just didn't feel good to me. And it's not right or wrong. You can do that if you want. It just, for me, didn't feel good for me. And that's what I was dating for me. I mean, some people are like, well, you shouldn't be. Well, you have to, chew the meat and spit out the bones type of thing, like what feels good to you. And a lot about being in your feminine energy is really tapping into what feels good to you. And that did not feel good to me at all. Like having to chase and initiate and be in my hunter energy just didn't feel good to me. And so, yeah, if the communication was like that, it was a no. Another thing when it came to uh, using feminine energy with online dating and the vetting process is that I really enjoyed voice notes. And I feel like feminine energy can really come through voice versus text. There's something more personable with voice messages. And to me, that's going to set you apart, because I feel like a lot of people use texting, like it's words, like texting. When you can stand out with a voice message, I just feel like that makes you stand out. Like it really does. And so I enjoyed doing voice messaging, especially like on apps like Bumble and things like that, where you can actually like send a voice message. I feel like really can set you apart, kind of exude more feminine energy in an interesting way. I feel like doing voice messages really just takes you over the top. There's just something in that energy exchange of a voice message versus a text message that, to me, it just is more, it's you can really exude feminine energy through a voice message way better. And so one of the things that I would do is like once it was initiated, I would say something along the lines like, it feels wonderful to hear from you and connect with you. I look forward to learning more about you. Or I would say something that was interesting on their profile that I found, that was really fascinating. I would say, I would like to learn more about that. That was really fascinating. And I love that you put that on there. Things like that. I think that even though it is online dating and you're sifting through all of these profiles, that being a little more personal and having a personal touch and being thoughtful is super important. I just find that sometimes when you're sifting through all these profiles and people are just, texting hi, just, and not really taking in consideration who they are talking to, who they are speaking to, who they're conversing with, who they are connecting with. There needs to be that connection. Like, this is like, what are we doing here? And I think that once you master, because there's an art to online dating. I feel like there's an art to it, and you can master it. And like, for me personally, and I say this all the time on my channel, rotational date, have a roster, and still cultivate those relationships. Don't just like have like 5 people in your roster and then it's just like they're just, 5 people on your roster. They're still people. And so connecting with people in that way is really important. And that's what feminine energy is anyways. Like, to me, if you ask me, feminine energy is about connecting with people in that way. And so another thing, especially like, we're not talking about dates yet. I mean, I might do a dating one, like how do you act on a date, but like with online dating and you're doing the communication exchange, is lead with things that, when you're still in the like talking stages, lead with things that make you feel good, things that you enjoy, like hobbies. Keep it light, like be playful, like things that make you feel good. And like, share something that happened in your day that was really exciting, that made you feel wonderful, that was really exciting, that was fascinating, and these kind of things. Like, a lot of times I like to do a lot of research, especially on the subconscious mind. And so I like to share like really fascinating things and like thought-provoking things that, it's not the norm, right? It's not the norm. And so lead with things that make you feel incredible, like things that in your day that just was like, made you feel wonderful. I think that's really, really important when it comes to, vetting and online dating with feminine energy. It's like those feeling things, like what makes you feel good, like these kind of things. And so I just wanted to share a video real quick on feminine energy and feminine energy in online dating, how to vet people with feminine energy. I think it's really important that you are clear on what it is you're looking for, because once you're clear, it just makes things so much easier. And to keep that roster full, that's another thing. Keep your roster full. If someone drops off, fill that roster. I mean, it's important because you don't want to get too emotionally wrapped up and not use good judgment. Let me be honest. Like, you want to keep your head clear and use good judgment, and not get wrapped up in your emotions, because I'm just a big proponent for your body as a temple and keeping that as sacred as possible. And so when I'm talking about dating doesn't mean being intimate, like, at all. Like, for me, we're not being intimate at all. That was my thing. I'm be honest. That was my thing. I'm not saying that that's right or wrong, that you should do it or you shouldn't. But I will say that being that way did allow me to have clear judgment and making decisions moving forward. Okay. I think that's super important because I don't play with my body. I don't play with my body. And I think it's important to keep, I just don't, I'll be honest. And keeping a clear judgment and about a major decision in your life, especially if you're doing this for marriage, if you're looking for marriage, like, keeping clear judgment is super important. Like, you don't want to make a decision based off of hormones. Like, I think that's really important to say. And so vetting is super important. Vetting with feminine energy is super important when it comes to, you know, manifesting marriage, manifesting a relationship. Uh, so yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope some of those things were insightful and can work for you and can help you on your dating journey. So we do have Manifesting Made Basic. I will be doing that live workshop this week, March, what day? What day? March 9th, we have another live workshop. Also, we are coming up with Femininity Made Basic AF as well, which I'm super excited to share because I've said this, and feminine energy really has changed and transformed my life. Like before, it was a little like, you know, feminine energy, and I was like femininity and this kind of thing, but I own it now. I own it. Feminine energy really has transformed my life. And you know, for a long time I was operating in my masculine energy, and I kept hitting a brick wall in my relationship, in my career, in my life. I kept hitting a brick wall and burnout, and I couldn't figure out, put my finger on why I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I'm like, I did everything right. Like I had the career, I had the marriage, I had everything. Like I did everything like I was supposed to. But I couldn't figure out what it was, like what was missing. And I felt like something was missing. And it wasn't until I discovered feminine energy and I started embodying that feminine energy and actually coming back to myself. I had lost myself along the way, and then coming back to myself is when I really like truly like life started opening up for me, literally. And you know, I talked about my journey. I talked about my transformation with Manifesting Made Basic. Now we're doing Femininity Made Basic, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to have a hard time saying femininity, I can already tell, but yeah, and how that's transformed my life. And I want to share that with you. I really think that if you're in a space where you are just heading, like you just need a breakthrough, and you are like hitting the wall, like you feel like something is missing, you're feeling unfulfilled, I would explore this feminine energy, your feminine essence, who you are, your true essence. You know, I would offer that to you, is to explore that part of you. It really transformed my life, and it's amazing. It's amazing now. So that's all for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. I do videos on manifesting, feminine energy, parallel realities, all sorts of things, energetic work, energy, everything is energy. I do a lot of videos on that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, I think you'll like it here. Anyways, you guys, that's all. I will check you guys in the next video. Peace.